Yeah, or is it very surprising, or it's very bad on the fact that our vocabulary words are that basic? It's the second one. Okay, of course. All right, here we go. All right, they're back in. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, so if you guys look at the images analysis, American Progress, there are a couple of things that it's going to be asking you guys to do. So now, when you open up the first one, number one, it's asking you to highlight. And when they highlight, you can circle, you can underline, just, but you're gonna, yes, you're actually gonna draw on the image, and I want you guys to circle or highlight two different relationships you see going on in picture. All right, and then you're gonna do the same thing to two different things that are you feel like are the most important elements of the picture, and you're gonna do that in yellow. Relationships meaning how two things are interacting with one another.
Huh? Wait, we had to do this last year, and it was so awful. No, not last year, the year before that.
And she's back.
Yeah, we had to do a whole essay on this. Failed that so horribly.
Well, don't worry. No essays here, and then we'll be done with it in about the next 4 minutes.
Yeah, but the thing is, I never understood it.
That's what we're gonna go over. So right now, the only thing you're gonna do is give me circle in red two different relationships that you see, and then circle in yellow the two most impactful things on the picture, in your opinion.
Can you explain yellow again?
What's that? Z?
Can you explain yellow again?
Yellow, just like basically like what do you think? And it's gonna be it's not a right or wrong answer. It's kind of like what do you think are the most important parts?
Oh, okay, thank you.
That's okay. Lindsay can appreciate my artwork. Yes, thank you. Thank you. It took me years to create the talent and the stroke skill to be able to do that. All right, so one of the relations I pointed out for mine, it looks like to me this cowboy or somebody on a horse is kind of run off the buffalo. So that's one relationship that I pointed out. Again, it asked for you guys to do too. And then one of the important things that I saw that we're going to talk about is bright and dark. So we'll get to that part as well. All right. So now I'm going to go to the next. Well, look at that. We got a good old think link. Oh, I love those think links. So in this think link, what we're going to be doing, I want you guys to make five observations that you see, and then I want you to give me one fact that you learned about the buffalo using the think link. One fact that you learned about the buffalo.
So do we go through all the things and then answer this?
No, I believe you just got to answer below right here in the bottom.
So we don't have to go through all the things.
Oh, to find out, I mean, no, you shouldn't have to, because I mean, I kind of told you which one to click on. Wink, wink, buffalo. Wink, wink. No fur, no hair. But instead of ground, I didn't
You're so salty.
All right, everybody. The main thing I really want you guys to get out of this image or this think link is because I will be possibly asking you guys to make one, or you will have the option. I'm sorry, you will have the option to make one later this week. So I want you to be able to introduce it to you, show you how simple it really is. And so here I have a little link. Well, not a link, but I have a tag here that just basically tells you the title of the painting. Right here on this green dot, if you click on this, there's a link for a PowerPoint over Texas annexation. If you click on this link, obviously the star of the show here, the angel, that'll give you a video, the brain pop that we watched yesterday off of on talking about westward expansion. Since most kids don't know what this little electric line is, I put in an additional video that talks from YouTube, talks about the telegraph, and it's about a minute and a half long video. Since we have the agriculture over here, I have a short reading on slavery if I wanted to add something like that. And then the last thing that I say for last is an infographic on the buffalo. So if we click on the infographic on the buffalo, we see the buffalo's herds were very important to native Texans in the Plains region. And so the one thing that I would have to kind of go here and do is to kind of, I guess, resize the picture, because here is zoomed in and you really can't see all of the things from it. But then when I click back out of it, you can still see some of the other part. I'm sorry. This part is the outer part. When I click on the inside, I get kind of a zoomed in, but now I can't see everything in there. So I would kind of have to, redo it again and be able to kind of get it right. But the idea is, it's kind of telling you the different breakouts of all the different things that were used from the buffalo. Well, this right here? What do you mean? Like check if you do a thing, are you doing your responses to this? Yeah, yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. All right. So that's really the main thing. Now, the last part of the explanation of the picture, and we're done. I'm not going to, again, because, of course, art is always interpretive. So I don't want to make it seem like, oh, I'm the master of interpretation and this is what the artist. What I will say is that obviously we know that this painting has to do with westward expansion. And so this is probably going to be the Mississippi River, because if you know anything about St. Louis has a big arc, and it's called the Gateway to the West. So the Mississippi River is kind of like that piece in the United States that says, okay, once you cross this river, you're kind of in the West, so to speak. Here are the Rocky Mountains. So as you're going further west, you're going to go over here in Colorado and Rocky Mountains. And then on the other side of the mountains, you kind of see some water over here. And I believe that's probably the ocean, the Pacific Ocean. Again, it's not, obviously those things are not that close together, but it's just the idea that that's the landscape as you move west. In closing, I got something for you, Miss Lopez. Did you notice how I used to show my little light dark thing?
Yeah.
Well, over here you have light, and over here you have dark. And so I've always kind of taught her, we discussed that she kind of this idea of democracy, kind of a lot of democracy bringing that to the West, while they're driving off the darkness of the Native Americans and the buffalo, and kind of bringing a lot of democracy and the God and the manifest destiny and the angel. So that's kind of, I think that's kind of the light and darkness part. But other than that, everybody, that's pretty much, I mean, like I said, I think that's pretty much self-explanatory. Any questions about American progress?
Coach Mosley.
Yes.
I have a question about that, but it's like the answers where we have to give. I passed my word limit and it said that I have poor connection and it erased what I was typing.
Okay. I'll tell you what. Well, give me one observation that you made.
Like from what I wrote,
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I wrote, I see 4 people and they're riding a horse and only 3 of them have equipment with them.
Okay. Thank you. That'll work. That's all I needed. So you're good to go. Um, oh goodness, why does it keep coming down to the bottom? I keep moving it to the top. All right, that's good. I'm gonna try to go in and change the limit, but honestly, I'm not as concerned about this. It's more an activity that I wanted us to go through. So since you're on Zoom with me, then I'm not as concerned about it. If you were actually like not online, so you're good. But I am going to go in here and try to make the word limit a little bit longer. So thank you. We'll make the word 500. No, well, no limit. I mean, you don't have to, but just all right. All right, everybody. So let's do this. Let's go through our notes. Um, so here's the thing. With all other classes, they kind of have chosen to some degree kind of have us go through the notes together. So I'm going to give you guys that option. Do y'all want to go through the notes together, or do you guys want me just to release y'all and y'all kind of do your own thing? Okay, one person voted. Everybody else is going to abstain. You going through? Okay. All right. And so, like I said, obviously in the future, everybody, I'm not going to be doing this most anytime, but I really, my goal today is really kind of show you the thought process behind how we're taking notes. So that way, again, when it is time for you guys to do it individually, you feel more comfortable and confident about what you're doing is the right thing to do. All right. Well, let me do this. I know you guys can't see this on Zoom, but I'm just kind of listening to the conversation, and I think you'll kind of get the gist of it. All right, so on the board, you guys over there in red, what is that? What is that going across the top? You guys see that little thing over there in the red that I drew? What does that look like? A timeline. All right, and so what does a timeline show us? The order of events. All right, right here, I have a flow map. Well, what does a flow map show us? Sequence of events. Okay. And if I go right down 1, 2, 3, and 4, what is that showing me? Same thing, sequence, right? So the point I'm making is that if somebody asks you guys to do a flow map, or if you see a flow map, unless they are actually making you make a flow map, the idea is all they really want you to do is to understand sequence. They're trying to teach you that one thing happened after the other. Whether you do a timeline, whether you do a flow map, whether you write down 1, 2, 3, and 4. Why am I saying that? Because you guys will see something like this and try to draw this and spend 18 hours drawing boxes and lines and arrows, rather than realizing I only have 10 minutes to do these notes, and maybe it might be faster if I just write down 1, 2, 3, and 4. And in my head, or put an arrow after the one to let me know this led to that, that led to that, that led to that, and then be done with it. So if you're gonna do it on paper, that's fine. Go ahead and do your flow map. If you're gonna do this in Google Docs, just write down, like as I show them here on the board, just write down 1, 2, 3, and 4. Right here, and then we're gonna do our notes that way. All right. So your note title, I'll give you about 30 seconds to set it up. But your notes title is going to be Manifest Destiny and Texas Annexation. And then again, if you're doing 4 boxes, these are the 4 titles you're going to have on top of the boxes. If you are doing digital notes in Google Docs, then this is going to be your 4 headings. Annex Debate, Texas Annexation, and Manifest Destiny. Go ahead and set. You should be setting it up right now while I'm talking. Like you're going to do 2 things at once. That's good. Number 3, U.S.-Mexican War and the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo. And then lastly, Compromise of 1850. All right. Your 30 seconds has expired. All right, so let's get started. Because I like to know the purpose of why I'm reading, I don't typically like to go into, we did stuff, our vocabulary already. I don't typically like to start reading stuff. I want to kind of know why I'm reading it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to number 6, and it's going to give me the 2 questions. And now with the 2 questions, I have a reason for why, or what it is that I'm trying to either take notes on, or what it is that I'm trying to look for. So it says number 1, why was Sam Houston and Texans in favor of annexation? And then 2, what were the 2 reasons why the United States was against Texas annexation? So the first question is kind of asking us, why were they for annexation, or why did they want annexation? And then the last question is asking us kind of why they didn't want to have annexation. So let's go back now to slide number 5. And I'm going to give you guys exactly 1 minute to read this, and we should be able to get the information that we need. All right. So our 1 minute has ended. So let's go back and look. So what were the 2 things that we see here for why Texas wanted to be annexed? What we got, Elizabeth? Debt. Oh, okay, I got you. Debt. Okay, cool. Shayla, give me the second reason you find. Maybe she's looking. Maybe she's not there. I don't know. You're on mute, Shayla. I'm saying that like she's actually talking. I'm hoping she's talking and she's just on mute. All right, let me try Z. Z, what's the second reason that we see for why Texas wants to be annexed? Try again.
He believed annexation would solve Texas problems.
All right, cool. Let me go ahead and highlight the answer. So the first reason is going to be they had 10 to 12 million dollars of debt. So they were trying to get rid of that debt. The second reason is they wanted protection from Mexico. So, 1, 10 to $12 million in debt. 2, protection from Mexico. All right, what were the two reasons for why the United States did not want Texas to join the United States? All right, issue of slavery is one. All right, and they were afraid it's going to start a war with Mexico. All right, so we got two reasons for why Texas wanted to join, and then we have two reasons for why the United States was like, nope. All right, moving on. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to skip over to slide number 7. Actually, make that slide number 8. And we're going to get our two questions that we need to get. So it says here, the purpose for us reading for slide 7 is going to show us on slide number 8. And those two questions are, what changed the United States' mind about Texas annexation? And then secondly, what year did Texas finally get its statehood? Those are the two things that we were looking for on slide 7, on page 7. All right, so go ahead and take, we'll say 2 minutes to read slide number 7. All right. All right, so let's start with the second question. What year did Texas get its statehood?
1845.
1845. So we're going to put that in big, juicy letters. 1845.
Question,
Yes.
what's happening?
Oh, they get notes. We're done now. The class is going to end in 3 minutes. All right. First point. What was What was the thing that changed the United States mind? What was the thing that changed the United States mind?
James Cook.
David, what do you think?
That they will gain more control over the Orange County from Great Britain.
Yes, thank you, David. It's close. You were close. You were close. You were close. You were. Manifest destiny. He said God's destiny. So the angel that you guys saw, that was the thing that changed the United States mind. They said, hey, you know what? Man, I know we got slavery. I know we don't want to start this war, but if God gonna give us all this land, thank you, Jesus, we're gonna take it. So manifest destiny was the reason for why the United States changed their mind. They wanted to get all that land. All right, I know we kind of cut it short, but that's it. Those are the other two slides, or the other two boxes. You guys doing your own. Free to go. All right, Zoom. Y'all have a great day. Hasta mañana.
Bye.
Bye.
Uh,